Welcome to video 27 of series 3, and it's now time for you to do an assignment. So before you can go to chapter 2, you need to complete this assignment. It's pretty simple, but it'll help you understand if you've got the knowledge and the understanding required to be able to continue onwards, because chapter 2 onwards will be quite a lot more complicated. In terms of that you need to already understand all the basics that are covered in chapter 1. Okay, so let me explain it. What you need to do is to make an FPS project, and your player is a treasure hunter, that's the setting anyway, and when they take the treasure, enemies will spawn and chase after the player. Of course it's all just blocks and cubes and stuff, nothing exciting looking unless you really want to go that far and do that. Well, what you must implement, so this is what you have to implement in order to know that you're ready for series 3, chapter 2 and onwards. So first of all, you need to have a welcome message that appears on the screen, telling them that they must go and pick up this treasure, and then the message disappears after a while. So you've already seen that with the welcome message. So the treasure is a trigger itself, and you need to set it, so you need to write the code for it so that only the player can trigger it. If, for example, the player shoots a grenade into it, it should not get triggered, only if the player walks into it, okay? And I've just put a column here, so you can actually get this on my website right here in the downloads. You can go and download a copy of it, and you can then use that for your own reference. And I put a column to help you, so when you complete, you just tick it that you've completed that, so that you know that you've gone ahead and implemented all the requested features in this assignment. Okay, now when the player walks into that treasure, there are a couple of things that you need to make happen. One of them is that the treasure itself, so the trigger should disappear, and so you can't trigger it again. Enemies will spawn and chase the player, and they need to have colliders on them so they can smash down block walls. And this is optional. You can change the scene lighting to make it more darker or more dangerous, up to you. Now that's optional. I haven't shown you how to do anything with lights, so if you wish to, go ahead and do your own research and figure out how to do that. Okay, and then a message appears. When the trigger is activated, a message will appear, something like this, for example. And to do all of this, I recommend that you use an event. Once again, up to you, but it makes life very easy if you do that. And some other stuff you need to have. The player needs to have a grenade launcher. Grenades should be affected by gravity, and so they have a trajectory. Grenades emit an explosion when hitting a collider, so when they contact something. And enemies, of course, struck by it should be thrown back by the explosion force and destroyed. So they should be removed from the scene after some amount of time, up to you how long. Now you also need to check when all enemies are destroyed, then if you did change the scene lighting, then change it back to normal and make a message appear on the screen. So how you go about doing this is up to you. I want you to figure that out. It's actually very simple. You know enough to actually do a check like this. Alright, then after you've made your little game, well, it makes sense to actually give it for people to play. They'll probably tell you it's rubbish, but it doesn't matter. At least you've made something that's actually playable and has a couple of mechanics which you can continue to improve upon. But what I want you to do is to make a video of your game in action as you're playing it. Maybe you might show that you achieve these things, or it's up to you how you want to do it, really. And then you post it up on YouTube. So have a YouTube channel and post up your video there. It's very important, because if you're going to develop games, you have to make videos and you have to show people what you're working on. And it's a bonus if you have a website and you can put it up as a download as well. And then put in the description of your video the link to your download. So I'd recommend that you do that. And you need to get that. If you haven't done that sort of stuff before, you certainly need that kind of experience in how would you go about doing that. Okay? And you need to go and read up on that. And then once you've made the video, please post it up on the Unity forums thread for series 3, so right here. So that way I can come and watch it and also say, yep, you definitely did it. And so I'll be making a bit of time to watch submissions, and so then I'll also write back to you saying that, yep, you've done it as well, and that's very good, actually. And I guess the other thing too is there's just some tips I would say is I'd recommend that you place some walls or invisible collider borders around the level so that the player can't fall off the map, especially if you're going to give it to someone else to play. Then I'd recommend you do that so they can't jump off the level or do something too silly. Okay, and if for this assignment it is really basic, there's no need for you to use models or animations, up to you. If you know how to already, then yeah, go ahead and do that, up to you. It'll certainly make the video much more interesting to watch and the game more interesting to play, I guess. Okay, so that is your assignment for Series 3. Make sure to do it. You need to do it before you go to Chapter 2 because I'll be going at a much faster pace and I'll be delving into stuff just straight away and with probably a lot less explanation because there isn't that much time to spend explaining stuff. That's what Chapter 1 is for. If you're not sure how to do this, then watch Chapter 1 again. Watch the videos again and also read up online as well. Because everything that you to do all this is covered in Chapter 1. You just have to think about how to do it. I do recommend also you plan out on a piece of paper how you're going to roughly achieve these things, and it will become easier for you to do that then. Okay, so that's your assignment. Good luck, and don't forget, make videos and then post it up so that I can see them. Alright, thanks for watching, and see you in Chapter 2.